For sure, but not that, not in like the helping shift someone's life. Because again, the problem that I had for so long is that Brandon was Brandon's God, right? And Brandon only attended Brandon's Anonymous, and Brandon only sponsored Brandon. Therefore, I got Brandon kind of results, which was a 38-year-old homeless heroin addict who would resort to standing on corners, prostituting my body to secure enough finances to acquire just one more bag. Right? That's what my days today look like at the end. And humility was a word that sounded great until I actually experienced it. And I ended up going to treatment, and I got a job at 38 after being in movies that broke box office records, a New York Times selling author, a professional skateboarder at one point in my life. I'm a 38-year-old dishwasher at a diner in Levittown called Mary Ann's for $6 an hour. When my brain told me I should have been at the very least the president of the United fucking States. And that job was allowing me to make enough money to pay my $165 a week at the sober living house that I lived at the time. And in doing those things, I realized that it was doing for me what I was incapable of doing for myself. Because I was so smart. I was too smart for my own good. And this is a statement that I will make for anyone in recovery or struggling in addiction, that we don't end up here because we took the short bus to school, right? Quite the contrary. I ended up as an alcoholic because I was too smart for my own fucking good. And then I would land in a seat in a 12-step meeting, in a church, in a psychiatric hospital, in a prison cell, and I would outthink myself right out of it. And I didn't understand why. So I had to kind of be stripped of the things that would always divert me from my primary purpose, which was staying sober and just helping humanity, more importantly, my brother and sister. And the things that always diverted me from my primary purpose, and excuse me for my candidness, I just am, is money, property, prestige, and pussy. So God saw fit to strip me of all of that. And being a 38-year-old homeless heroin addict, no one was looking to hang out with me. No one wanted to sleep with me. No one wanted to give me a job opportunity or afford me this new luxurious position that I believed I deserved because I am God. And it allowed me for the first time in my life to do what I had never done in my life, which was give my 22-year addiction the time, attention, and fucking respect it deserved. I had nothing to distract me. So I sat down as a good student would, and I actually started to acquire the knowledge and information that it would take in order for me to overcome this adversity, right? So what happened, ultimately, is my poison has now become my medicine. And the platform that I was blessed to build prior to sobriety through Jackass, through Viva La Bam, through, believe it or not, I somehow, despite being expelled from high school as a direct result of my addiction, getting my GED in the penitentiary, becoming a New York Times selling author who had written autobiography addiction memoir, despite doing some shit that people would equate, my mother being a nuclear physicist on the board of Mercy Hospital, my brother being an attorney in the White House who practices pension and benefits, father died as a direct result of his crack addiction while being in the Hells Angels. A lot of adversities, a lot of pluses, a lot of minuses, but the funniest thing about all of that is the things that people used to chastise me with and hold against have now become my biggest and strongest of assets. Because as I was inspired by other people to believe in me, now people can sometimes, this gentleman here, and I'm fucking sorry to put you on Front Street, but I'm just gonna do it. I've never met him in my life. He came across one of my things during the pandemic, some kind of interview I had done, whatever. And through that video, he realized that he maybe had a problem with his alcoholism. And there was a number attached to it. I don't know if he called or didn't call it, but today the gentleman has 11 months sober. I didn't know. Now that is not anything that I'm clever enough to create, right? Thank God God is God and I'm not God, because I would fuck that job up.